I think I did everything I could do to get what I did. Did I make mistakes?
Welcome back to Total F1. Today we're going to discuss about the only Formula 1 champion from the African continent. Formula 1 and Africa are not two terms that move together. Currently, the championship races are held in every continent of the world, except Antarctica and the Arctic, and Africa. Out of these, Africa is the only civilized continent in the world where Formula 1 races are not held. However, we can find some signs of a rich Formula 1 culture in Africa before the 1990s, and we can find at least one African national who won the Formula 1 championship in that era. Jody is not a famous driver in the modern era of F1, as he spent only a short while in the sport. But most notably, he drove for Ferrari and won the 1979 championships, becoming the one and only African to win the title in the premium category of motorsport. So, this is the story of Jody Scheckter. But before we proceed, hit the subscribe button and smash the bell icon for more exciting updates. Jody Scheckter was born on January 29, 1950, in East London, South Africa, as a true African from birth. He got some exposure to the automobile sector during his childhood, as his father owned a Renault dealership. Young Jody started to work at his father's shop as an engineering apprentice, and there learned to drive. He spent more time with these machines, and it led to create a natural interest towards racing inside this young South African. First, he tried motorcycles before switching to saloon cars. However, he was unlucky and received a black flag during his first ever national championship race due to his aggressive and dangerous driving style. But he learned a lot from that experience and developed his skills while controlling his aggressiveness. Then Jody was able to clinch the title of the 1970 South African Formula Ford Series, and he was lucky to receive the Driver to Europe scholarship as well. Under this scholarship, Jody received £300 in cash and a free air ticket to England to improve his driving skills there. But during his period at England, Jody switched back to his aggressive mode, and people started to call him the South African Wild Man. Jody was fast and fearless, but crashed regularly due to his reckless driving style. His choice was to compete in Formula Ford and Formula 3 series, which helped him a lot to improve his single-seater racing skills. The South African became a regular winner, as well as a spinner, in those series due to his unnecessary aggressiveness. But the McLaren team identified the raw talent within this young South African and offered him a trial run during the 1972 US Grand Prix. McLaren management was really satisfied with his skills and signed him as an occasional pilot for the 1973 season to drive their third car in special races. In the subsequent year, Jody got the opportunity to compete in 5 championship races. In parallel to his F1 duties, he competed in the SCCA L&M Championship, becoming the winner of it. He made his debut at the 1973 French Grand Prix and impressed everyone by taking the race lead. Unfortunately, his aggressiveness became a barrier for him to transform that race lead to a victory, as he collided with Emerson Fittipaldi's Lotus. The reigning world champion was very frustrated and said, "This madman is a menace to himself and everybody else and does not belong in Formula 1. However, that was not the end of the road for the South African. Jody got the opportunity to drive for the Woking-based team again at Silverstone, and as usual, Scheckter spun, triggering a chain of accidents which resulted in the destruction of 8 F1 cars that participated in that race. This is still considered as the most massive Formula 1 accident in history, and Jody added an unwanted record to his name inside his debut year of the Formula 1 championship. People were really frustrated with the irresponsible driving style of this rookie driver, and the Grand Prix Drivers Association demanded the immediate banishment of this madman. McLaren wasn't able to defend the South African, as he was identified as clearly responsible for the incident. The rookie rested till the Canadian Grand Prix, but he didn't appear to learn anything from his previous incident, as Jody collided again with Francois Tyrell, taking both the cars out of the race. But Tyrrell management had no hard feelings regarding this rookie driver, as they offered a full-time driver contract for the subsequent season. He was the replacement of retiring Jackie Stewart, ready to be partnered with Francois Sever. Unfortunately, Tyrrell had to give up on this driver lineup as Sever experienced a fatal accident during the practice session of the 1973 US Grand Prix at Watkins Glen. Scheckter was driving behind Sever at the time of the crash. He immediately stopped his McLaren and ran towards the Frenchman's car to assist him. However, the poorly installed Armco barriers had fatally injured the 29-year-old Frenchman. This experience marked a huge turning point of Scheckter's racing career, as he decided to give up on his aggressive driving style, adopting a more cautious and calculated one. After becoming a full-time driver of the Tyrrell F1 team, this young mad boy was carefully managed by Ken Tyrrell to unleash his full potential. So Scheckter was able to complete his first full season in Formula 1 as third in the final standings of the 1974 season. However, Tyrrell machines were never powerful enough to challenge the title within the next 2 seasons, so Jody decided to join Wolf F1 team ahead of the 1977 season. He completed it as the runner-up behind Niki Lauda, recording 3 victories. Enzo Ferrari was impressed with the performance delivered by this young South African and was able to hire him as a full-time driver for the 1978 season. Joining Ferrari was one of the biggest dreams of every Formula 1 driver in that era. However, Enzo Ferrari's machines were not ready to challenge the title during Jody's first season with the team. Jody had to drive alongside with the legendary Gilles Villeneuve as his teammate, and Jody and Gilles became very close friends with time. Ferrari engineers came up with a powerful challenger for the next season, and there was a close competition between the 2 Ferrari teammates for the 1979 championship. The South African driver countered the French-Canadian's superior all-out speed with a more conservative strategy focused on collecting points consistently. This approach proved successful, ultimately leading him to claim the title. Jody had no intention to defend the title or to become a multiple champion. He appeared to be satisfied with this single achievement and remained in the sport for 1 more season to fulfill his contractual obligations. When Jody announced his retirement, he was only 30 years old and had a clear opportunity to become a multiple world champion with the Maranello-based racing outfit. But he took a different path and decided to become a businessman after moving to the United States. He established a high-tech security firm there and spent more time with his sons, Thomas and Jody. Then he sold that business and moved back to the United Kingdom to invest his money in an organic farming company. After starting his racing career as an aggressive and reckless driver, Jody Scheckter was able to craft a championship version of himself with maturity and experience. While he spent a short time in the sport, he was able to make use of every chance that he got to pave his way towards a world championship. What do you think about Jody's decision to retire at the age of 30? Did he deserve to become a multiple-time world champion in the sport? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel to get more exciting Formula 1 news. See you in the next video, guys. Goodbye.